For centuries, smallpox cast a long shadow over humanity. It was a devastating disease, often fatal, leaving survivors scarred for life. People lived in fear of its outbreaks, desperate for a way to protect themselves. Early attempts to combat smallpox involved a risky practice called variolation. This involved exposing healthy individuals to a mild form of the disease, hoping to induce immunity. Variolation did offer some protection, but it could also have serious consequences. Sometimes the inoculated person would develop a full-blown case of smallpox, further spreading the disease. The search for a safer and more reliable method continued. It wasn't until the late 18th century that a breakthrough emerged from a most unexpected source: the observation of milkmaids. Edward Jenner, an English physician, observed that milkmaids who contracted cowpox, a milder disease related to smallpox, seemed to be immune to smallpox itself. This observation sparked a revolutionary idea. Could exposure to cowpox provide immunity against the deadlier smallpox? In 1796, Jenner conducted an experiment. He inoculated a young boy with material from a cowpox sore. As expected, the boy developed mild cowpox symptoms but quickly recovered. Jenner then challenged the boy with smallpox. The results were astounding. The boy remained healthy. Jenner's experiment marked the birth of vaccination, a term derived from vacca, the Latin word for cow. Jenner's discovery was met with a mix of enthusiasm and resistance. While many hailed vaccination as a life-saving breakthrough, others viewed it with suspicion and fear. The idea of injecting material from diseased animals into healthy humans struck some as unnatural and dangerous. Religious objections also arose, with some groups believing that disease was a divine punishment and that interfering with it was sacrilegious. These early seeds of doubt grew into organized anti-vaccination movements, particularly in the 19th century. These movements often capitalized on pre-existing fears and anxieties about health, science, and government authority. Throughout history, misinformation has been a potent weapon in fueling vaccine hesitancy. In the 19th century, anti-vaccine groups spread rumors of horrific side effects, claiming that vaccines caused everything from mental illness to animalistic transformations. These claims, though baseless, resonated with a public often distrustful of new scientific advancements. The lack of understanding about how vaccines worked and the absence of reliable sources of information made it easier for fear and misinformation to flourish. This pattern of fear-mongering would continue to resurface with each new vaccine introduced. Section 5, From Smallpox to Polio: Triumphs and Challenges. Despite the challenges posed by anti-vaccination movements, the 20th century witnessed remarkable progress in the fight against infectious diseases. Vaccines for diseases like polio, measles, mumps, and rubella were developed, saving countless lives and preventing lifelong disabilities. The success of vaccination campaigns led to a dramatic decline in the incidence of these diseases, offering hope for a future free from their devastating effects. However, each new vaccine also brought with it a resurgence of fear and resistance. The fight against polio, for instance, was marked by periods of public hesitancy fueled by concerns about the vaccine's safety. Section 6, The Shadow of the MMR Vaccine Controversy. In 1998, a research paper published in the medical journal The Lancet claimed a link between the MMR, or measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine and autism. This study, though later retracted and widely discredited, ignited a firestorm of controversy and fear. The study's findings, amplified by media coverage and celebrity endorsements, led to a sharp decline in MMR vaccination rates, particularly in the United Kingdom and the United States. This drop in vaccination rates resulted in outbreaks of measles, a highly contagious and potentially deadly disease. The MMR vaccine controversy serves as a stark reminder of the enduring power of misinformation and the importance of evidence-based medicine. Section 7, The Digital Age Amplifying Vaccine Hesitancy. The rise of the internet and social media has created both opportunities and challenges for public health. While these platforms can be valuable tools for sharing accurate health information, they have also become breeding grounds for misinformation and disinformation about vaccines. Anti-vaccine groups exploit the speed and reach of social media to disseminate their messages widely. Algorithms often prioritize sensationalized content, making it more likely that users encounter misinformation before accurate information. The echo chamber effect within social media bubbles can reinforce existing biases and make it difficult for people to distinguish credible sources from unreliable ones. Section 8. COVID-19, a new chapter in an old story. The COVID-19 pandemic brought the issue of vaccine hesitancy into the global spotlight. As scientists raced to develop safe and effective vaccines against the novel coronavirus, misinformation and conspiracy theories about the virus and the vaccines flourished online. The speed at which the COVID-19 vaccines were developed, while a testament to scientific progress, also fueled skepticism among some. Misunderstandings about the vaccine development process and the role of government in public health measures contributed to hesitancy. The pandemic highlighted the urgent need to address the root causes of vaccine hesitancy and build trust in scientific institutions. Section 9. Lessons from history: building trust in the face of fear. The history of vaccines is inextricably intertwined with the history of fear and resistance. From the early days of smallpox inoculation to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen how fear, fueled by misinformation, can undermine even the most life-saving medical advancements. However, history also offers valuable lessons on how to combat vaccine hesitancy and build public trust in vaccines. Open and transparent communication about vaccine safety and efficacy is crucial. We must acknowledge people's concerns, address them with empathy, and provide clear, evidence-based information. Building trust requires engaging with communities, addressing their specific needs and concerns, and working with trusted messengers such as healthcare providers and community leaders. Section 10. The importance of continued dialogue and education. The fight against vaccine hesitancy is an ongoing one. As new vaccines are developed and new challenges emerge, it's essential to maintain an ongoing dialogue about vaccines, rooted in science and empathy. Education is key. We need to equip people with the tools to critically evaluate information, identify misinformation, and make informed decisions about their health. Finally, we must recognize that vaccine hesitancy is not a monolithic problem. It's driven by a complex interplay of factors, including historical injustices, social inequalities, and mistrust in institutions. Addressing these underlying issues is crucial to building a future where vaccines are embraced as a vital tool for protecting individual and public health.